Hello everyone. Today we are going to see all about Lambda function in Python. So what is a Lambda function? Lambda function is an anonymous function. In other words, it's a function without a function name. If you see here, this is a syntax for a Lambda function. It has the keyword lambda followed by one or more arguments and a separator, which is a semicolon, and one expression. So how do you call this function? Using a function object. This function object accepts and stores the result in this function object. Now let's see the difference between a regular function and a lambda function. Now I'm going to declare a regular function. So I'm going to have an add function which accepts two parameters x comma y, and it returns the sum of x plus y. So I'm going to call this function, let's say 4 comma 5, I get the result 9. So this is a regular function. Whereas if you use the lambda function, we can write the same code without even declaring the function. Let's see how we can do the same operation using lambda function. So I'm going to define an object. I'm going to use the keyword lambda. I'm going to pass two parameters followed by a separator, and here is my expression. So to invoke this function, I have to pass the parameter values in the function object x 4 comma 5. So this gives the same result. So this is how you have to invoke the lambda function. Now let's see some of the interesting use cases of using a lambda function. The first use case is I am given a list of points of a particular player. I'd like to display the points that are greater than 4. So for this, I would like to use the Python filter function, followed by the filter function accepts two parameters. One is a function name followed by a sequence. In our case, the sequence is a list. So instead of using a regular function, I can use a lambda function. So let's say I'm using the lambda function followed by my parameter and my expression, which is x greater than 4. Here I'm going to pass the sequence. I'm going to convert this as a list. Here is the result. So this is the first use case. My second use case is I have a list of salaries of an organization. I would like to display the salary after a 25% pay hike. Let's see how we can do this using a lambda function. So for this, I'm going to use a map function in order to iterate through all the elements of a list. So here I'm going to use a lambda function, lambda followed by my parameter and my expression, which is x plus x into 25%. This is my expression, and I'm going to pass my sequence, which is my salary. So I'm going to convert this as a list. So this is a result after 25% pay hike. So this is a second use case. The third use case is to populate the cumulative result. So if you see here, I am given a list of scores of a player. So I like to display the cumulative sum of the score. So what is cumulative sum? It is the sum of first two iterables. So 20 plus 30 is 50, 50 plus 40 is 90, 90 plus 50 is 140. I should get the result 140. So for this, I can use a reduce function. So the reduce function is from the library functools. So I have imported that reduce function library. So reduce function accepts a function as well as a sequence. My function is my lambda function, which accepts two parameter followed by my expression, which is x plus y, followed by my sequence, which is score. It displays the result 40. Here I don't have to convert it to a list because it just displays one single value. So this is the third use case. The next use case is I have a list of planets and their positions. I'd like to sort the planets based on their position and store the result in a new list. If you'd like to store the result in a new list, you have to go with Python sorted function. So I'm going to declare my new list, which is new planet list, and I'm going to use the sorted function, which accepts the list, which is my planets, and the key, which is my lambda function. And it accepts one variable, and I have to sort it based on the position, which is in index 1. The Python starts with the index 0. This is my index 0 and this is my index 1. The position is index 1. So I'm going to sort it based on index 1, and I'm going to display the new list. The results are sorted based on the position. The next use case is sort the planets in place based on position. What is in place means? In place means we have to use the existing list and sort the result. If you'd like to sort the existing list, we have to go with sort function instead of sorted function. So let's use the same list, which is my planets. I'm going to use the sort function. My key will be my lambda function, and it accepts one parameter, and I'm going to sort based on the index position 1. Let's run this. Now if I display the planets, I'll get the result in sorted order. So this is the next use case. The last requirement is that I have a list of names and I have to sort the names based on the last name. If you see the names, some of the names has a middle name and some of the names only have a first name and a last name. So I have to sort the names based on the last name. How do I do that? I can solve this using the sort function. Names dot sort, and the key is my lambda function, and my parameter is the names dot split based on space. So each name is separated by space, and I like to select only the last value based on the split, and I'm going to make it as a lower. Now if I select the names are sorted based on the last name. Hope you liked it. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.